Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Hold on for a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Shout out. It is what it is. Your boy is back. A little bit of drama going on. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But there's a couple things to talk about before we get started. I just got to say it. You know what I mean? Bad news told everything. I'm sorry he did. 100% accuracy. Officer T. Ward knows. He told everything. Wait a minute. Cheese in the chat, please. Cheese in the chat. Gorgonzola, everything. I do want to put that out there. Bad news. Got up out that hospital bed. Went down, chased down Officer T. Ward. A lot of people just forget about that. Yeah, they're just forgetting. Chased down Officer T. Ward and told him, turn that body cam off, T. Ward. I got some news for you. Officer T. Ward complied, turned off that body cam and said, bad news. Wanted that binder that had all of the people in there. And one needed to be pointed out. Bad news. Went ahead, took that photo line up, and went number 4. It is what it is. He didn't want no McDonald's. He didn't need no Burger King, no Taco Bell, no Wingstop, nothing. No Buffalo Wild Wings. He pointed out number 4. Let him know he is the person that is responsible for everything. So cheese in the chat, please. All of these thugs out here telling Clone owes knowledge of foot. Shout out to Clone. Don't diss. He ain't say nothing bad about me in a minute. Still owes knowledge of foot. Knowledge wants that foot, please. It is what it is. Clone standing on his snitching. Battle J2. Battle Dot. Standing on it. Yeah, I snitched and what? I'll just make some videos saying I didn't. Shout out to Clone. Bad news and Clone will forever be responsible for the downfall of Bullpen Battle League. Shout out to Bullpen, the haven for the snitches. No disrespect to Bullpen. I'm just saying Clone and Bad News. The CNN boys out there giving the cops the 411, the scoop on everything. It's going down in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I have not made a Clone owes knowledge of foot shirt yet. Might have to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Shout out to Clone. I think he said forget me one day. One day he went crazy. He said forget you. So I don't know if he's going to continue to be in this intro. But bad news is the toughest thug in battle rap that has told everything. It is what it is. Sorry. Bad news got on stage with Riggs and let Riggs know he will tell again. Bad news put that pressure on the Av. Don't talk about my title telling. Bad news thought that he was tough enough to get away. Right? He went backstage after the Av battle, Bad News, and then he tried to dap up Kid Slade and say over and out. Wait, we seen the dispatch. We seen the dispatch, Bad. It is what it is. Battle rap community forgot. Bad News hit that dispatch over and out. Sorry, I do want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? This is no diss to Kid Slate. Shout out to Kid Slate. Kid Slate's fire. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about you. We just reminding people of the downfall of bad news. We're not going to use his real name. We're just going to say bad news. You know what I'm saying? Then bad news. Before we get started, bad news went on 15 Minutes of Fame and tried to say black people always trying to tear each other down. Bad News took no accountability for pointing out number 4. We got a super chat in here. Tony Kelman, shout out to him with the $5 donation. He said, water is wet, the sky is blue, and bad news told everything. It's just what it is. Adi, boom, it's safe to come back now. It's safe. Saying what it is. Now, I do want to say this, right? So it looks like Smack White is not playing with y'all, right? First of all, he's not playing with the bootleggers. He's saying that he's going to have a measure in place for the bootleggers, right? So he's doing more things to prevent the bootleggers. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking about bootlegging his event, think again. So we will see whether or not the bootlegging epidemic will be controlled with the next card that Smack has. Shout out to him. He also is going in, right? He's going in on them battlers that's not promoting that app. You know, he doesn't understand why y'all are not promoting the app. He's saying things. Shout out to Jay Black. Jay Black interviewed him. He said, he's saying things like, yo, this is where the money comes from. You know, so, you know, I don't understand why y'all are not out here promoting the app. You know, especially if this is the mode and the means for us to get the bread to help promote you. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, facilitate getting y'all booked. Not promote, but getting y'all booked. So I don't know, like he kind of feeling some type of way. And I'm torn. You know what I mean? I still have the app. Shout out to them. URLs made bloggers a lot of money over the years. So I support them. You know, it is what it is. But being real, I mean, these battlers out here promoting an app that's hiding them. Peace fired now, so I don't know if they're gonna call you, boy. You know that he wants y'all to promote this app that's hiding y'all out here. So I don't know if y'all gonna start promoting it, but it is a way for them to generate more revenue to bring y'all more, you know, battles. You know what I'm saying? More events, more stuff like that. So shout out to URL. YouTube started tripping. They left and got their own app. You know what I'm saying? And one thing is you can't stay in the same place all the time. You know, if you feel like something's happening with your revenue, you got to move on and do something else. By all means, do that. The only issue is I feel like URL thought the whole culture was just going to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? They did hip hop is real wrong. You know what I mean? Did a lot of media wrong. Thought they didn't need media. And then they moved on to the URL app, you know, and they didn't get as much coverage as I felt like they thought they should have. You know, then it's the situation where if you try to show a clip of a battle, you start getting hit with copyright strikes. You know, so it's not anything to make a media person or a blogger or something like that talk about the app, right? So it's like, you know, if you don't want media and bloggers, and this ain't no diss to Smack, shout out to them, they got to do what they got to do as a business, you know what I mean? And I like what they got coming up with Summer Madness. It's what it is. They got to do whatever they got to do as a business to generate money. It's just what it is. But when you have crapped on the media for so long, you know, and you don't need us, and you don't, you know, who authorized these people, you know, and you wilding on media, and you won't let media into events. You got prominent media sitting outside, can't get into events, you know, and then now you have an app. It creates an issue, a problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to end up fixing that. As far as the app, like I said, I've got it. Would I recommend it? It's a different story. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think a lot of these people on the app are kind of just like, yo, what is the use of promoting something that people, you know, you gotta get people to get a subscription and see your battles, you know, and then you got the whole people want to go ahead and, you know, get YouTube drops, you know, and Smack still ain't filling them YouTube drops all like that, you know, say YouTube playing games, all of that, you know, they got a math equation you got to do to figure out how to get money, you know, and all of that. And if you got salacious content or bad words in the battles, it's difficult to be able to monetize. I feel like YouTube is being a little bit more lax. They're giving more latitude. You know what I'm saying? You can say different things, you know, and as long as you ain't like dealing with somebody like with a YouTube network, you should be good. You know, I think they're working hard on trying to make sure people's content is properly monetized. So that whole like argument, I feel like, you know, they're a business. They got to do what's best for their business. But blogging, you know what I mean? It's a reason why years ago people wanted to be bloggers and not battlers. It's more money, you know what I mean? So you got to imagine, like, if bloggers are getting like millions of views, battles get millions of views. If bloggers are getting money like that, bloggers would be rich. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's still, I feel like it's money on YouTube, you know, but if they got a different alternative means to make money, the app, as long as they can make it work, go ahead. You know, I had somebody arguing with me in the comment section in one of my posts. Let me show y'all one of my posts, right? I said, see if I can show y'all this. I said, why the heck would a battler promote an app that's hiding them from the public? It's me trying to be a little, somebody said, I think this is P's burner account. Somebody said maybe because that's how they get paid. Right? Good, valid point, right? I said maybe you can get paid from another league that will show you on YouTube. Then P's P's burner account said, so you want them to leave URL to go to other leagues to be forgotten about like Mike P? I said, you don't remember when Mike P went to the trenches and got lit for that time? Why the heck would anyone want to be hidden? You know what I'm saying? And then the dude said, no, but you said Mike P was lit. It's funny, but let's agree to disagree because I know more people like that than I know from the other leagues that's on YouTube. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is P's burner account here. And then I called out P right here. I said, this P's is this P's burner account up in here trying to argue some lunacy. Y'all remember when, not Clutch, what's the other dude? Authentic. Shout out to Authentic. Authentic has been on the app for mad long on URL, right? When people started to talk about Authentic is when he was booked on the trenches versus Muop. I seen every blogger mentioning him. All right? So don't try to tell me, P, that being locked on an app is the best thing up in here. You know what I mean? But, you know, shout out to URL, everything like that. You know, if they can make it work, let them make it work. If it's making them money and they're generating enough money, because, you know, you can't get out of that subscription if you get it. If they generating enough money to have London events, shout out to them. You know, it is what it is. They got Loaded Lux versus New Jersey Twerk. Tay-Rock versus Fon's going to be going down. They got A-Ward versus T-Top's going to be going down. And they got some other battles that's going to be announced. Now, I do want to say this, right? Shout out to Tay-Rock. I feel like Tay-Rock is going to be Battler of the Year. I don't care what nobody says. I think it's going to happen, right? So Tay-Rock has got a battle coming up with, what's the Wild Strong dude? Wild Strong. What's his name? Can't remember his name. Wild Strong. Sorry. I'm 41 now. I'm forgetting things. Lou Castro. Wild Strong. He's got a battle coming up with Wild Strong. I think it's about to happen, right? On the Nexus card, right? Shout out to Tay-Rock. Then Tay-Rock has Fonz, right? So he's going to be doing back-to-back battles. Y'all know what they just announced with Tay-Rock? Hold up real quick. Shout out to Lou Castro. all that. Luke Castro, we following each other. It's all good. I'm just 41 and getting old. Let me show y'all what they just announced with Tay-Rock. So Tay-Rock taking back-to-back battles, bro. So Tay-Rock about to, right before he battles Fonz, the Pound, Tay-Rock versus Bizzo in London, September 20th. So it's going to be going down right before he battles Fonz. So I'll say Twerk. So Tay-Rock's, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tay-Rock. I think he's going to be the battle of the year. That's what it is. He's battling Luke Castro, Bizzo, and then he's battling Fonz. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's a lot. That is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is I hope he doesn't choke. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he doesn't. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. But shout out to ROC. ROC, get that money if you can. But this is another thing, man. Like, a lot of y'all battlers want to be loyal to one league. You will be battled out up in this piece. You're going to have to be battling like mad times a year. I feel like a person like ROC should not have to do that. And maybe he's just doing that for the sport, for the love of the game. I don't know. I'm sure he's getting paid good. I would hope to be on Summer Madness. But to have to battle like that is insane. You know, and this is why battlers were really super picking and choosing, because there's no royalties in this game, right? You do a battle, the battle's done, the league makes the money, you know, so you want to make sure you get paid the most amount of money that you can, you know, and don't get too comfortable with these leagues, you know. And then now he's battling a lot, bro. You know, so hopefully, and I feel like it's low key. You know, Fonz ain't no joke. I get what ROC is doing. Fonz ain't no joke, bro. You know, all due respect to ROC, just not dissing ROC or nothing. You know, you got a lot of battles coming up. I ain't gonna do that to you. But this is a lot, bro. You know, you did this before, and I think he choked versus, was it Loso? Like, he choked in a round versus Loso. And you know, ROC is not known for choking. Like, he's known to give you, you know, great performances. It's ROC. It's Tay-Rock's. You know what I mean? But this is a lot, bro. You gonna be in London, and you going up against the landlord that want his rent. I don't know. And Fonz just sitting down writing for you. This might change. You know, I was kind of, you know, ROC, you can't bet against ROC. It is what it is. Tay-Rock is Tay-Rock's. You know what I'm saying? You can't bet against ROC. It's what it is, right? But the landlord, a focused landlord, and he got two battles before the landlord. I don't know who y'all got winning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tay-Rock. Another thing, Swamp versus John, I think is announced. I don't think nobody talked about this yet. ABCD Battle League, I don't know what that is. Shout out to them. They retweeted me. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll see some promotion. So Swamp versus John the Don is what they saying. You know, it says anybody can die Battle League is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's got like a bullpen tag up there. You know what I mean? Hopefully people are going to get their money up in here. You know what I mean? Shout out. No disrespect. And shout out to Loso. Loso and Sheed Happens was going back and forth. I seen that. Loso said something like, you was battling on Smack for free. And then Sheed had some comments about people battling on, what is it, Bullpen for free. So I don't know. John still ain't paying them their money. John's Debo up in here. We rock with John. Y'all ain't getting paid nothing. You know what I mean? I rock with him. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below about this. Swamp versus John, I think could be a good battle. I think that could be a good battle. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to have Truffaut versus Joey Linwood is going to be going down. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is ROC taking too many battles, or is ROC good? You know what I'm saying? It's Tay-Rock, y'all. Thoroughbred battler, arguably Mount Rushmore of the game. You know, they might have to change their logo to Tay-Rocks. I know Mook is the logo, but Rock is that dude right now. He just is. You know, shout out to Serious Jones. Serious Jones been keeping it lit. Serious Jones and IP going back and forth. I think IP was talking crazy about Serious Jones. Serious Jones pulled up on that live. IP got off the live. So I don't know. Serious Jones been going off about that, posting about that on his Twitter. And I really don't get some of y'all league on this. Serious Jones, mad lit. Say what you want about him. He lost to Big T, this and that. He going back and forth with Rex, whatever. He's lit. The point is to sell cards. This guy is not afraid to market and promote. He went to Rex's block, talking heavy. Rex said that in his block. I don't know. You know, but he was talking heavy. You know, also shout out to Geechee Gotti and Jazz the Rapper. They had on the Emerson Kennedy Almost a Pod podcast, they was talking about some salacious material. Geechee was asked a question by Emerson Kennedy, I think, murder, kill, marry, right? And he was talking about which female battlers. He said something like, I would kill my verse. I ain't trying to sit up there listening to her rap. Geechee was wildin' on you, my verse. He was wildin'. He said, my verse, the type of girl you got. She make you sit around and listen to records before she let you do the do. I don't know. He was joking, my verse. You got to see that. They was wilding out. I was thinking about playing some of that, but I ain't hit Emerson Kennedy yet to play it. Maybe I will in a different video. But shout out to Smack, shout out to URL, what they got going on. I think y'all kind of revitalizing things. Y'all got A-Ward on the league. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all can fix some more relationships with what's going on. You know what I mean? But I don't know. The question in the chat. Murder, kill. Well, what is it? Kill, marry, murder, whatever it is. Who was y'all? I think the choices was Yoshi G, my verse, and somebody else. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know. I think my girl's home. I can't comment on that one. She been wilding on your boy about some of these comments out here, but that's all right. I'm gonna go back to Amsterdam soon. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Shout out to URL. Shout out to Tay-Rock. I feel like he is going to be the battler of the year. And before we get out of here, Bad News told everything. It is what it is. He did. He told. Before I get out of here, I've been wanting to say this, and this ain't for nobody in particular. Yes, I'm going back to Amsterdam. Y'all already know what it is out there. It just is what it is. That's why I'm trying to get this $5 for this blog. A lot of this, the problem with battle rap, and this, I want to be real, right? I feel like a lot of these interviews, and this ain't for nobody in particular, it's a lot of glazing going on. Remember back when, like, we used to get interviews and a lot of battlers get up there and people ask them real questions. And now when people get up there, it's just glazing. It's a glaze fest. You know what I'm saying? It's Dunkin' Donuts fest. Glazing. You know what I mean? It's like, how much glazing does a battler need now? Like, you know what I mean? Everybody's friends. Like, URL had like a Spaces, right? Smack was in the Spaces. Tay-Rock was in the Spaces. It sounded like Lady Caution was in the Spaces. And this ain't dissing them or nothing. It was so friendly. This ain't how to sell matches. We got to believe there's a problem. You know? They being super friendly. It's like we listening to them all hang out. And it's like, everybody up in there, gang. Shout out to you, gang. I'm just playing, gang. Shout out to you. I want to battle you. You know we cool, gang. I don't want to get too crazy with you. You my gang. I don't want to hear that. I'm just saying. My opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the wrong marketing approach. Maybe go ahead and get them compromised media people back into play. See if they can help promote some of this stuff going on. I ain't saying no names. You know, but then a lot of interviews, it's Glaze fest. So what y'all be doing? Like y'all be in the kitchen glazing? How much glaze? Got this battler pulling up. This battler pulling up. Glaze. It's just like, I'm not trying to hear no interviews glazing. You know what I'm saying? Ask these people some real questions, please. Other than that, that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But Bad News told everything he did. 100% accuracy. Officer T. Ward knows. He told everything. Wait a minute. Bad News, get off these burners accounts. Up in my chat. Talking about you keep talking about Bad News told. Don't nobody hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. We want to know. We want to hear that you told everything. 100% accuracy. Cheese in the chat, please. We not using your real name. We don't do that up in here. But you told. You pointed out number 4. Officer T. Ward had to let everybody know that you did that, and you wanted the body cam turned off. It is what it is. They didn't have to go into that police budget and break you off McDonald's. They didn't have to do that. They didn't. They didn't have to go there. They didn't have to give you no rallies, no McDonald's, no Burger King, no Taco Bell, no nothing Hattie B's, no In-N-Out, no cookouts, nothing. You told for free. Then you tried to trick everybody and tell us that you were going to get drafted to the NBA at 12 years old. It is what it is. You're talking about your ROC. You went on M3S3. I'm just reminding people. You went on M3S3. Was talking about you're riding around in Ford Expeditions, driving at 9 years old. You snitched on Sue Surf. He talking about, yo, I was on a run. I was hopping fences. Sue Surf saw me and everything and told me, you know what I'm saying, gave me a pound, told me he gonna get up with. Like, you just tell it on everybody, everything. 100% accuracy up at 100%. Sir still can't get out because of you. Like, that's what it is. That ain't why. He's like, yeah, I was hopping fences and Surf seen me hopping fences. Man, it's crazy. Don't y'all, in Hood Elementary School, don't they tell y'all not to tell nothing? But I'm out. Come